Friends, have you ever met people who seem exceptionally sharp in conversation? Those who think quickly, understand situations instantly, and respond with remarkable clarity and confidence? When you observe such individuals, it's natural to think, I wish I could communicate like that. Confident, intelligent, and impactful. The truth is simple yet powerful. Communication is not just an inborn talent. It is a skill that can be learned, practiced, and mastered over time. I may not know your current level of confidence or clarity, but I can assure you of one thing. If you consistently apply the principles shared in this message, you will experience a noticeable transformation in your communication, mindset, and overall presence. With consistent practice, you will become more confident, more influential, and far more effective in expressing your thoughts with clarity and purpose. It is essential to understand that communication shapes perception. People do not simply listen to your words, they interpret your personality, confidence, and character through the way you speak. When your communication is clear, respectful, and thoughtful, you naturally earn trust, build influence, and leave a lasting positive impression in every environment, whether at work, at home, or in social interactions. No matter how well you present yourself externally, people will ultimately remember the emotional experience you create through your words. In today's fast-paced world, your communication is no longer just a skill. It is your identity. The first principle of effective communication is to avoid excessive criticism. Constantly pointing out people's mistakes does not lead to growth. Instead, it creates emotional distance, discomfort, and resistance. When you repeatedly highlight flaws, people naturally become defensive and less open to your presence or suggestions. It is important to realize that not everyone is ready to be corrected, and not everyone requires constant guidance. In many cases, people are already aware of their shortcomings. True communication is not about correcting everyone, it is about understanding when to speak, how to speak, and when silence carries more value than words. The second principle is to correct privately and appreciate publicly. When correction is necessary, it should always be done in private, never in front of others. Even with good intentions, public correction often leads to embarrassment, resentment, and emotional distance. Instead, preserve dignity by addressing mistakes in a calm and respectful private conversation. At the same time, make it a habit to appreciate people publicly. Recognition in front of others builds confidence, strengthens trust, and deepens relationships in a way criticism never can. The third principle is to begin with appreciation. Always start your conversation with genuine acknowledgement before offering any feedback. When criticism comes first, people immediately become defensive and stop listening. However, when you begin by recognizing something positive, you create an environment of trust, respect, and openness. For example, appreciating effort before suggesting improvement makes your message more acceptable, balanced, and effective. People listen more willingly when they feel valued before they are corrected. The fourth and most powerful principle is to listen more than you speak. Many people believe that speaking more makes them appear intelligent or impressive, but in reality, it often reduces their impact. Those who dominate conversations lose attention, while those who listen attentively earn respect. When you listen sincerely, you make others feel understood, and that feeling builds deep emotional connection and trust. A simple but powerful rule is this: let others speak more, and respond only when your words truly add value. Interestingly, people often leave conversations with you feeling respected, valued, and understood, even if you spoke very little. That is the true strength of listening. In conclusion, true communication is not about speaking more. It is about speaking wisely, listening deeply, and respecting others genuinely. It is the ability to understand before responding and to connect before trying to be understood. If you master these four principles, you will not only improve your communication skills, but also transform the way people perceive you. Over time, you will become a more respected, influential, and confident person. in every area of life.